Hello, Cancer. Welcome. I'm Ryan. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a general read, so of course everything may not resonate. Take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at 553 Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Interesting, Cancer. Very interesting. Two of Cups on top of the deck. Sometimes it's all love, and then underneath that, sometimes it's all fire. It's like, what kind of way? Don't know. Not gonna dig, but couldn't help it. Couldn't help but notice it. So jumping into this, Cancer, what you are showing me. Speaking of fire, there is a lot of determination to kind of have things progress and move forward here with someone that is very close to you. I'm not too sure specifically exactly who they are to you, but loved one, friend, family, whatever this connection is, like I said, they are close to you. I mean, they're close enough to you, literally, I don't know if it's like an energy of like maybe too close. And maybe that's sometimes why, that Two of Cups can turn into that Five of Wands real quick, where it's kind of like, too close. Bumping shoulders and touching elbows and whatever. Kind of like, want a little bit of space, want a little bit of, breathing room. I don't know, but whatever this connection is, that you definitely are working on some sort of issues together. And I feel like that's what it's all about, is making changes for the positive, making changes for the better. And for some reason, you are making changes with each other. At the same time, there's a little bit of kind of like a waiting period. I'm not too sure why this is beginning to kind of cause a little bit of panic, but you do understand that it is kind of normal. You understand that kind of panic is a little normal. So it might just be anxiety that does pass very quickly, but whatever's going on, you're saying, I can't allow the panic or the anxiety or the fear to kind of kick in and overwhelm me. No, I need to get sharp, and I need to get clear, and I need to come up with something or figure something out. Now, what I like about this is you actually coming up with some sort of ideas or some sort of plan, or trying to kind of, let's just say, create some sense of structure within this to kind of understand something. Interesting enough, you are wanting that balance of the way you think about things, the way things feel, or the way that things seem or are perceived, and kind of how it sits with you. Even though you don't fully understand something or understand how something may be or how something may feel, I do feel that you actually sit with that emotion, sit with that feeling, and kind of literally just feel it out. Maybe there's missing details, maybe missing specifics, so you're not going to know everything. You're not going to know everything. And that's something to kind of, energetically make peace with, is you're not going to know everything. You're not going to understand everything. You're not going to understand and know everything about someone else either. Because what you're showing me is like, well, it makes sense. Makes sense. And what you're showing me is the connection. Like, okay, I get that. I can understand that. I can accept that. I can live with that. Okay. It's a nice energy. It definitely is some sort of kind of like, it feels like it energetically neutralizes things emotionally and mentally to the point where it's like, not in the sense or way that you don't feel anything or think anything. It's just like, okay, I can kind of move forward from that. I can accept that and move forward and kind of stop trying to piece things together or understand something or grasp something. Okay. It's kind of like saying, I don't have to understand every single part of a clock to understand how it keeps time. It's like, oh, the clock works because it's the clock. You don't have to know every little bit in piece to to see that the clock is working. I mean, you at least have to understand and know when the clock is broken. It's like it ain't doing nothing. It ain't making any noise. It ain't it's obvious. It's working. It's obvious when it works, and it's obvious when it doesn't. Kind of like it's obvious when things are improving and when things aren't. It's obvious. There'll be clear signs and writing on the wall. That is specifics, Cancer. That is specifics. You're kind of taking inventory here of the relationship. Interesting. But you're also kind of pointing yourself in the direction of you may even take a little bit of a break for yourself, which is, like I said, which is interesting. This is very similar, interestingly enough, to Gemini's energy, where I had to tell them kind of like, be still. And they had the 2-step or 2-point process of be still and surrender. You're just kind of trying to focus on the be still part, not so much the surrender, but definitely be still. It's like, let me look at all of this. Let me look at, like I said, inventory. Let me look at everything. And let me fill out like, okay. You're kind of saying, what can I learn from this? 7 of Pentacles. The traditional Rider-Waite is he's looking at his, I think it's like a bush or his, his fruit plant or something there, his work. He's looking at it and he's like, why is it doing what it's doing? Why is it not doing what I want it to do? Like, why? Just kind of simple point blank, why? Interesting enough, that's kind of what you're showing me in this, is you're saying I'm taking a little bit of a break for myself. I'm looking at 7777. You're taking a little bit of a break for yourself. What is this? You're kind of showing me a break for yourself, or like a vacation or a getaway, or time to yourself seems a little bit like new or foreign to you. Why? Okay, so you are showing me something similar to Gemini. You don't have the energy of acceptance and surrender, Cancer. You have the energy of trying to reach an understanding and clarity. But even you're having, it's interesting, it's not necessarily acceptance and surrender. What you're showing me is, I don't know why you're saying, like, how do I go about doing even that? How do I go about surrendering? Because mentally, it's almost kind of like what you're saying is what you've learned and what you've found out. You're kind of throwing your hands up and you're like, how can I ever forget that? How can I ever forget what I've learned or what I've heard, what I've seen, what I've experienced, what I've been through? Life comes and goes, Cancer. When that time comes for all of us, we all have to let go. And that's what you're kind of showing me energetically, is you're like, how? Well, maybe it's not about trying. Maybe it's just about doing. Because you're showing me, it's kind of like, okay, it almost kind of seems that it feels like you want to keep trying, and it's like, Cancer, slow down right there, Cancer. Even taking a break and trying to go back at this, you ain't getting any further than you got before. Interesting. And it shall set you free. Look at this. By choosing to surrender and let this go, you are happy. Now you are showing the exact same energy as Gemini of the acceptance. Theirs was the other way around, acceptance and surrender. Yours is surrender then acceptance. It's the mind. It's the control of the mind. You're having to get control of your own mind. Are you in control of your mind, or is your mind and emotions and thoughts in control of you? Who runs the show? Who's pulling the strings? Because you're saying is when I can kind of work towards this energy of just surrendering and letting this go and dropping this and not trying to kind of like fill in the missing pieces of the puzzle, you're a hell of a lot happier, Cancer. That's called living in the moment, living in the present, being mindful. Being mindful, not the mind is full of thoughts and emotions and things and everything going on in there. Being mindful of what you see and what's present. I like this. You're realizing moving forward, like, okay, there's some work I gotta do. Acceptable though. Bye.